When donning and doffing PPE, you want to take into account your general principles and your safety practices and start by washing your hands. You'll then put on your gown. When doffing your gown, make sure not to shake it out. Unfold it neatly instead, making sure not to spread any germs. When putting on your gown, you want to make sure to cover all of your clothing. If one gown is not large enough to cover all of your clothing, a second one may be used. Bring it all the way around the back, making sure it's overlapping. Start by tying the top. Move on to the bottom part, making sure it is covering all your clothing, and tie it behind your back here. The next thing you want to put on when donning your PPE will be your mask. When putting on your mask, you want to make sure in this case, the blue side is out and the thin, long metal strip is placed on the bridge of your nose. Bring it down all the way around your chin. Take the top two strings, bring them up around your ears and tie it on the back of your head. Move on to the bottom, making sure it is still in place around the bottom of your chin, and tie the bottom two strings around the back of your neck. The next step when donning your PPE is to put on your goggles. After putting on your goggles, you're going to next finish off with your gloves. When you're putting on your gloves, make sure to cover all of your skin, tucking your gown inside your gloves. Do the same on the other hand. Put your glove on, covering all the skin, and tuck your gown inside your glove. Once you have donned all your PPE, you can now give care to your patient in isolation conditions. After giving care to your patient, you are now going to doff your PPE. When doffing your PPE, you're going to start with your gloves. When you're taking your gloves off, Grab in the middle near the palm or near the cuff and grab, making sure not to touch any of your skin. Pull it off, put it in your gloved hand. Take your free hand now, bring your index finger inside of your glove, and pull it off, and dispose of your gloves in the proper receptacle. The next thing you're going to take off when doffing your PPE is going to be your goggles. When you take your goggles off, make sure not to touch the lenses. These are considered contaminated. Grab and set by the arms. Take them off. Set them in the proper place. Moving on, when doffing your PPE, the next thing you're going to remove is going to be your gown. Start off by untying the bottom 2 strings. And then move on to the top 2 strings around your neck, making sure not to touch the outside of your gown. When you've got them untied, keep the 2 strings in your hand, pull them forward, just like so. You're taking your gown off, make sure not to touch the outside. Grab the inside cuff here, bring it down. Take your index finger, go inside here, pull it off. Roll it away from you, touching the inside only. And do the same with the other arm. Bring your index finger inside, pull off, touch only the inside, and fold it away from you like so. And throw it in the proper receptacle. The final thing you're going to take off when doffing your PPE is going to be your mask. Start off by untying the top. Hold the 2 strings in your hand, reach back, untie the bottom. And dispose of your mask in the proper receptacle. Now that you've removed all of your PPE, it's time to wash your hands once again. That concludes donning and doffing PPE.